What's something you should always keep in your car? A fire extinguisher. About 2 years ago I was in the car with my parents when all of a sudden the gears stopped responding and smoke starting coming out of the front and back. We parked on the side of the road. Opened the fronts and a piece, I think it was the battery, was burning. It was only put out because a man who was passing by riding a motorcycle quickly stopped. Took off his jacket. Soaked it in water from a bottle that he had with him. And covered the fire with it. Turns out he was an ex-fireman. You probably shouldn't always count on being that lucky. Jumper cables. Do not keep condoms in your car. Blanket. Toolkit. Jumper cables. Good snow removing tool. If it snows where you live. And de-icer. Phone charger. Money. I always keep a $20 bill hidden in my car in case I need to buy food, water, gas, pay a toll, etc. And don't have a debit card. Dashcam. An escape tool. At least $50 in cash. Flashlight. I carry a bat that has a flashlight in the end. Water. This is excellent advice. It's even better if you combine it with a water bottle. First aid kit. Maps. And emergency supplies. Toilet paper. Flashlight. Knife. Wet wipes. Blanket. Can of motor oil. Jumper cables. And a couple of dollars. This is a kit I put together in every single car I ever had. Geese. If a cop pulls you over and you have upwards of 10 live geese in your car, that officer really has to think about whether or not he wants to deal with that situation. A device to break a window should you end up in water. Kleenex and paper towels. Never know when you might get the urge to jerk off. If you travel with your dog, a bottle of water and a drinking bowl. Shoes. You never know when you have to run. Once a lady rear-ended me on a 110th day, 43C, and her 2 kids, who were probably elementary school age. Had no shoes whatsoever. Her car was full of airbag dust and broken glass, so I had to let them sit in my truck while she waited to get picked up. It was that or burning their feet on the boiling hot blacktop. You'll never know when you'll have to leave your car in a hurry. Emo, not only should you have shoes, they should be on your feet at all times while in the car. Lots of people saying gas. They might mean in the tank. But do not keep it in your trunk, or boot. Whatever. It degrades and evaporates in 3-6 months. Keep a gas canister with a little money inside. Enough to fill it. Registration. Insurance. Fire extinguisher. Get home bag, which is a cheap rucksack containing hiking boots, spare clothes, emergency money, first aid kit, waterproofs, food, water, multi-tool, foil blanket, lighters, compass, wind-up radio, power bank, torch and a head torch. Basically, if something happens and I'm stranded by the side of the road, or I have to walk 15 miles home, I will have all the stuff I need in one bag. Small trash can, LED flashlight, first aid kit, jumper cables, $20 to $50 in a small bills, tolls, parking garages, gas, hookers, etc. Bottled water, change every 6 months, towel, blanket, socks, and a change of clothes. One of these things is not like the other. First aid kit and a case of water bottles. Yourself. Wear your seat belts. WD-40 and duct tape. Edit. Jesus. I meant to fix. Ah yes. Don't forget the zip ties. Baseball bat and the trunk with a tube sock over the end. Baseball. And baseball glove. Bat is to beat someone's ass. Sock is so if they grab the bat you can pull it away and they are left with a sock. while you continue to beat their ass. Ball glove is so that if you are found to just have a bat, it a weapon. Ball and glove make it sports equipment. Edit. It's less about legality and more about intent. There is a substantial difference between I was defending myself. Doesn't apply to others, but I always have my baseball glove and a frisbee. I hate being without them if I come across a beautiful open field to toss in. A get home bag. Enough supplies for a 2-day trek back home if something goes really wrong. Rain jacket. Umbrella. A credence tape. A bag of sand or kitty litter. 5 pounds bag of the cheap stuff is fine. Pour it under your tires to get unstuck from mud or snow. Pocket knife and some towels. A blanket and a towel. Water and a first aid kit. In my region, a container of kitty litter can be useful, as it can provide some traction in an incident where a car might be stuck in snow ice. Physician's desk reference. Hollowed out. Inside. Waterproof matches. Iodine tablets. Beet seeds. Protein bars. NASA blanket. And, in case I get bored, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. No. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Scissors to cut the seatbelt in case you ever get trapped. Road flare. The red tube that's essentially a giant match to warn people up the road you've broken down. How is Ice SCR per snow brush not higher on this list? Where my MN peeps at? I moved to Austin, TX from MN about 10 years ago. I still had my Ice SCR per in my car when I brought it to my local mechanic. He opened the back door, picked it up and asked in a very genuine manner, "Is this a snake stick?" Full stop. Copy of any Teddy Pendergrass CD. Yeah, no. For baby making. Wet wipes. At this point I always keep a mask in my car, just in case me or my BF go out and forget one. These are the things I always try to keep in my car. Water, gallon jugs, and I keep empty insulated cups. Rotated out every few months. Granola bars. Something that won't melt in the summer heat. A little garbage can. A little bit of garbage to put into it. Slayer anthology. I keep an emergency kit, meaning bags, toiletries, new briefs and shorts, a bucket in the trunk, cause I swear, a second smaller car, Canadian here, a candle and some matches, if you're stuck on the road during winter, a gun. I cannot stress this enough. Toilet paper. Also, even if you're not a woman, always have sanitary pads and tampons of all sizes. You will woo a woman in 10 seconds flat if you're this prepared to have a woman in your life. Can also use pads in first aid kit in case of an injury with bleeding. Sanitary and will soak up blood. Toilet paper. A fake coin thingy for shopping carts. Edit, because it struck me that this is not common everywhere. In Europe you often need RA1 coin to release a shopping cart for use in supermarkets etc. Which you get back when you return the cart to the right place. And you usually can never find a coin when you need it. So people often have little plastic discs or keychains that hold a metal disc the same size as a euro. Very useful. Blinker fluid refill. A shovel. Bag of lime. Rubber gloves. Clorox wipes. And Visqueen. If you have a Ford Fiesta, get a set of Allen keys. At the handbrake there's a small gap that things can fall into. This is known as the black hole. Perfect size for keys, pens, credit cards. The handbrake is beside the cuff holders in the middle. And also conveniently placed if something were to fall out of your pocket. It will happen eventually. You can try and fish it out the black hole. You will fail. The only way is to go round the back seats and undo a few Allen bolts on the center console. You can then pry it open from underneath just enough to get your hand in. And rescue whatever fell in. I did it once at home with something trivial. Grabbed my tools and got it out. Did it again while I was out. Threw my house keys to the cuff holder and they hit the black hole. Had to buy another set of Allen keys that now live in my car. If you have a Ford Fiesta, you'll need more than an Allen wrench to fix your loose screws. A gun. A big shopping bag for when you yet again didn't bring one from home. A plastic mat. Hear me out. If the ground is wet and you got to change a tire or something else, it can save you getting your clothes wet if you've got to kneel on the floor. This was learnt from experience. An extra mask. The 5 C's of survival. Cutting tool. Cordage. Container for water. Cover. And a combustion tool. I'd also highly recommend a firearm or two. Jug. Emergency ketchup in the glove box. Locksmith here. Zip tie a damn lockout key to the bottom of your car. Don't get a magnet. They're useless and fall off. Don't put it in your gas cap. Thieves check them. Glock 17 and baby wipes. A GPS tracker. They're getting cheaper and cheaper and even low value cars get stolen now. Crooks steal them and break them apart to sell bits and pieces on eBay. Gas. Wet tissue papers. Dry tissue papers. A can of oil. A toolbox. A jump start cable. A phone holder. Reserve lights. Reserve tire. An air horn, optional if your built-in horn is prone to being busted. Comma. A crowbar. God. Are they useful? That thing that helps you lift your car to change tires. A bag with an extra hoodie or jacket. An umbrella. A portable cell battery, filled halfway for emergencies. A phone charger with an adapter. A first aid kit. A fire extinguisher. A bit of cash hidden in a place you know where it is but no one would look. Face masks, in this day and age. A disinfectant, in always, and a hardcover book in a plastic bag. Make it something you didn't want to read until your car broke down and now you have to wait for the road service to come over. Lot less practical but a lot higher quality of life thing. A basic first aid kit. A smaller car in case you shrink spontaneously. For real. I remember one time driving from Texas to California after visiting some family for a week. And right as I crossed California state lines I shrunk. It was probably the scariest moment of my life. Luckily it was late at night so there was no one on the road. So I just jumped off my seat and went down to the brake pedal and pressed it as hard as I can. I stopped. But then realized I had no way to get home. Luckily there was a small 24 hours gas station nearby and they sold little cars. And I slowly but surely made it back home. So yeah, keep one in your car.